roaming the grounds, talking with all the devoted fans of the U.S. Open. Dave, are you with me?
I am, Matt. Thank you very much. Joined by Catherine, all the way from the Peachtree City, Atlanta. How you doing, Catherine?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much. You commented that you watched the Kerber-Suarez-Navarro match. It was one that Navarro took ultimately in the end in a tiebreak, 7-6. What were your overall impressions from that matchup?
Well, Kerber, fitness-wise, definitely seemed a little depleted. But I thought Suarez-Navarro played really well, just really smart and getting it to Kerber's backhand and getting away from her strengths.
What's it like seeing a match like that when it goes to a third set up close and personal for you?
It's super nerve-wracking. I mean, I'm sitting on the edge of my seat, just nervous for both players. And, of course, the whole time I was rooting on Kerber, so I was kind of disappointed in the end.
Why are you such a Kerber fan?
I don't know. I just liked her game, and she was super aggressive. And I don't know, just from the very start, I just felt like she deserved it.
All right, great. Thank you very much, Catherine, for your time.
Thank you.
All right, now we're joined by Ken, all the way from Canada. Ken, I hear you're a huge sports fan. What brings you out to this venue?
Yeah, well, we were just really excited to be able to get down here this weekend. We don't normally get a chance to travel this time of year, so with the U.S. Open being in town and our wives and kids wanted to see Manhattan, so we took advantage of the opportunity to come down.
I know there's some hardcore tournaments leading up into the U.S. Open up north. Is Canadian tennis, can you describe that for us, the fans that aren't familiar with it?
Canadian tennis, especially for a fan like myself, is kind of been dormant for a number of years, but it's on the rise now with players like Raonic and Pospisil and Eugenie Bouchard, and with Daniel Nestor, he's a veteran and he's been around for a number of years. We're real happy to see Canadian tennis coming back, and I hope to catch him here, but unfortunately I think I'm going to miss him by a day either way, so just happy to see Canadian tennis coming back.
I don't know if you caught any of the Sloane-Stevens matchup, but she lost to Serena Williams. Sloane, an up-and-coming American player, I'm sure, as you obviously know. But what do you think about Serena Williams, the number one seed, and the way she's rolling in this tournament so far?
I think it was inevitable that Serena was going to end up to be the number one seed in this tournament and number one in the world again. I mean, with the way she plays tennis, technically she's a very powerful player as well. And I'm happy to see Serena back. I mean, she had a bit of a scare with some illness in the past. I'm real happy to see her come back and play again. I mean, she's a pleasure to watch. It's always a good match. She serves just as fast as the men, so I think it's bringing the overall level of the women's game up as well.
If there's one player out there that you know that could challenge Serena moving forward, is it an Azarenka? Is it somebody else? Who comes to mind? Wozniacki obviously was bounced by Georgie in this tournament. She's out.
I think that Serena plays the game at an entirely different level than some of the women now. I mean, I think maybe Azarenka one day. Not quite sure. I mean, it's going to be somebody pretty special, I think, to take her off the top of the podium.
All right, Ken, thank you very much for your time, and enjoy the rest of your tournament. All right, Matt and Steve, we have one more fan with us. We have Colin from New Jersey. Colin, how are you enjoying your U.S. Open experience?
It's been awesome so far. I mean, I've basically seen everything. I've been here a couple years before, so it's nice to see everything again. And this year I actually got Arthur Ashe tickets, which we hadn't done before, so I've never actually been in that stadium before, so it's nice to get good seats and actually get to watch from inside the stadium.
And what matches have you watched from Ashe today?
So far I've seen Murray's match and a little bit of Serena's match. Murray's match was interesting because he sort of was off for the first set, but then he came back in a big way as soon as he got to the tiebreaker. So that was really cool to watch him suddenly gain his confidence.
Yeah, Florian Meyer was certainly giving him a run for his money. You mentioned you caught a little bit of the Sloane-Stevens, Serena Williams match. It was pretty hopping in Arthur Ashe when it was 4-4 in that first set, but then Serena took care of business.
Yeah. I was kind of sad to see that because I like to watch anybody give Serena a run for her money. Just because it's so hard for anybody to do that, and Sloane seems like she'd be the person to beat her if anybody would, but it was still an exciting match to watch.
And what else are you doing the rest of the day? Just going to take in the sights, or do you have any more matches you plan on seeing?
I don't have any more matches I specifically plan on seeing, but I am looking forward to seeing the rest of the Open. I have seen a couple people practice. I got to watch Federer practice a couple hours ago, so that was really cool.
Great. Well, thank you very much for your time, Colin. Enjoy the rest of your stay.
Thank you. I will.
Matt and Steve, actually, more fans are coming up here in our Amex booth, so if you don't mind, a couple more fans want to jump on air with us and talk some tennis, so we're going to keep it right here, and feel free to chime in as well. We have Pascal and Lisa. Talk about your experience so far at the U.S. Open.
So far it's been good. I was here yesterday as well and just enjoyed the atmosphere.
Are there any favorable matches, any players that you're following so far?
Well, I saw the evening matches yesterday. The two women, Wozniacki and Georgie. Georgie did really well.
Yeah, it was quite a big upset, wasn't it?
Yeah, I liked it.
What was it like for fans that weren't in Arthur Ashe Stadium last night? Just how crazy was it? Were fans cheering for an upset, do you think? Were they cheering more for Georgie? Or do you think a lot of fans wanted Wozniacki to come out and win that?
I think it was both. I mean, when each one scored, or each one got points, people cheered equally. Yeah, it was fun. Good atmosphere.
All right, now I'm going to go to your friend here. And how much are you enjoying your U.S. Open experience?
I'm having a great time. I was invited by my lovely friend. It's my first year here, and I've heard wonderful things. And so far, I'm having a wonderful time here.
What do you like so much about, obviously tennis is the big thing here, but just walking around the grounds, and it's such an international, global sport. You see all walks of life here, don't you?
Yeah, it's great. There's lots of culture here. It's a great part of living in New York that we get to come here and experience the tennis, and it's wonderful.
All right, well, thank you very much. I'm going to pass the microphone to our last fan right here, Darby, a young fan of that. Darby, how old are you?
13.
13. And Darby, what brings you to the U.S. Open? Are you a huge tennis fan?
Well, yeah.
Who are some of your favorite players that you like watching?
I like watching Venus on TV and Serena today.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Darby, for your time, and enjoy the rest of your experience. All right, Matt, a lot of fans very happy about their experience here, obviously, at the U.S. Open, and they're looking forward to more good things to come. We'll send it back to you in our Arthur Ashe broadcast booth.
Thanks, Dave. And Steve, it seems like it's buzzing down there on the grounds. We are back in the Trendcast